What I want to do is to come in and make sure that I'm allowing some spaces to go through to the background. As we look at this, obviously this curl here is lighter than the background, but that's always going to be the case. We can only tell value by what it's contrasting with. If we have nothing on a piece of paper, we have no opportunity to show any contrast until we get something on there. And as I've said before, even a 4H pencil done very lightly on a white piece of paper is going to look quite dark because it's the only thing on there. And so we want to make sure that we get out of the mentality that we're thinking dark. I want to be able to build up my values so that I am in control. And as I'm drawing some of these curls, I'm going to find the shape, and I'll kind of have an outline because I need to know the width and whatever, but I certainly don't want to leave it that way because I don't want to have a coloring book effect. That line on either side is going to kill my opportunity to show depth and dimension in my estimation. So get out there a little too far and it gets fuzzy. Let me know if that's too close there, Jeremy. And so the thing that we have to think about is what value is this if I didn't have the dark behind? And so therefore I have to think a little darker but not too dark because there are things in this drawing that are much, much darker. So that's one reason why we established the face and some of the features, even though we're probably going to come back in and tweak some of these areas that might be a little bit darker, but I don't want to do it too soon because I still want to be able to have that ultimate balance. And so I know that we're going to be able to show something that's light out here by putting value in it, and maybe even a little more value than we might expect, because I know that I need to contrast it with the rest of the hair. And I'm still trying to keep these shapes. I think one of the things that I'm sure some of you are struggling with, again, is it gets too confusing with lines in between things. That's why I wanted to back it up and just do shapes. Now I'm starting to develop some of these, some of the texture, at least, you know, the illusion that we have texture. And so I hope I'm not steering you wrong by, I have some of these in here, but it's real easy to get them too dark if you depend on your pencil to add them in. I'm trying to reverse things out and use my eraser, and it leaves then some of the darker places, which I may emphasize a little bit, but I don't want to get it too confusing. And so I'm going to come out here now and take some of these and add my middle part in between the two lines. I could just start adding some tone and make it wider and wider or thick and thin or whatever it is. But as I just wanted to, it just happened to be the way I approached it this time. I wanted to be able to kind of fill it in, and yet I don't want this to be just static and flat. I want this to have the opportunity to have curve and dimension. So where would it be darker? A little bit darker up here where it goes behind that. And even though I don't have it exactly like it is in the photograph, I still want to follow the principles. Everything gets darker when it goes to where there's less light. And if I'm going to show contour and curve, this is one of the things that I want to just hold dear, because now I have a chance to show a range of value. Now it's going to curve back away from us or go back down to where the light is not reflecting on this part. And so I want to be able to have this be a little bit darker.